Hey YouTubers, it's Cavalier66 again, and I'm bringing you part 2 of my how I painted the Hobbit trolls, the troll box set. And I know it's been a while since I posted part 1, and I apologize. I just had a little painter's burnout, so to speak. But I want to show you the models. Where we left off the last time, and this is one of them where we left off in stage 1, and this one, that one that I just showed you, is the one I am going to use. God, I apologize for the blurry video. Okay. The one I'm going to use to show you the completion of the tutorial that I'm doing. And here is the second troll. And what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of calling him done. Let's see there. You know what? There we go. I'm thinking of calling him done because I didn't go the extra steps that I did in the test model, and I'm going to show you that one right now. But I do want to point out I have a little mistake. I had some of the paint still wet when I grassed the model, so he has some grass stuck to his apron, as you can see right there, and I just noticed it right now. I'm just going to have to pick it off. And this is the completed model. He's based and grassed, and what I did from the last time was I re-highlighted the skin after the wash that we ended the last time, and I put Rakarth flesh and then some pallid witch flesh, which I thinned down a lot. I really thinned it down, and after he was done, it seemed to me that he was a little too chalky. The skin was too chalky. So what I did was I gave him another wash of Reichland Flesh Shade, a thinned down one that was probably half water, half wash. And it kind of tied everything together again. And there he is. And there's his pig sticker. And also, their fingernails, pretty atrocious, pretty gross looking, but what do you expect? They're trolls, and man, that's really bugging me. I'm gonna have to get that off. I'll get that off before I continue with the video. And this is the finished product, and if you follow my steps, this is what you'll end up with. Let me grab out that camera. Okay, get out of here. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, and I'll come back when I'm ready to begin with the next phase of the painting. Okay, bye for now. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Here is the second troll. What I've done with him was, after we had left off in the previous video, what I've done with this guy is I took some thinned down Rakarth flesh and highlighted up his muscles and any higher areas that I think would look more, like anything that would stick out, stand up, highlight. I kind of didn't mess with his, man boobs too much because that's just kind of gross. But if you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, I painted the insides of his eyes white. Now, it isn't exactly perfect. Some of the white, it's actually straight Rakarth flesh leaned onto the eyelid, and that's going to be fixed up in another step. The little threads holding his outfit together, I also highlighted with, I put in Xandri dust on those, and I gave him some in the deep crevices some Chaos Black. It's not available anymore from Games Workshop. You'd have to use Abaddon Black. But any good black paint will do. And as you can tell, like the wood, the little trunk that he's holding, what's the name of that one that I used? Let's see, where is it? Steel Legion Drab. I gave a little highlight of Steel Legion Drab. Where is he? And then over that, I mixed a little Xandri dust into it. And once that's, well, it should be dry already. Yeah. I'm going to wash it with Agrax Earthshade. And I'm thinking I'm not going to use the Pallid Witch Flesh on him as I did in the first one, the test model, because I had to go retone it down. And honestly, I think he looks pretty good as with the one highlight. I may go and do some Rakarth Flesh, Pallid Witch Flesh combination one-on-one, and highlight only the very top areas. But let me see if I can back up and get you guys a better photo of him. And there's the guy without the highlights. And as you can see, he's much fleshier color, like a rich red flesh, because he's got the wash all over. I haven't highlighted anything on him yet. But honestly, I mean, guys, honestly, with the base coat and the wash, if you're in a hurry, this looks fine. If you want to stop there, base coat Rakarth Flesh, highlight wash Reikland Flesh Shade. I applied it pretty liberally, let it dry completely, and he actually looks pretty decent. For tabletop quality, I mean, I think he looks pretty decent. But I myself I'm going to continue, but here is the second step, and everything is done, just like I told you. I did put some Nolan oil on his feet, around the toenails, and on his fingers, to give the rim, you know, the cuticle, and make it nice and dark. I mean, because these guys are trolls, they live out in the wilderness, they're going to be filthy. And his outfit, whatever it is of it, is pretty much base coated and washed. And I'm going to definitely give it a brighter highlight than I did the test one, because I don't want them to be exactly the same. This is why I'm thinking of leaving him as is. In fact, I think I may just leave him as is and come back in the next step and show you when I'm finished off with him. And if you guys want to continue along, I'm going to start on him also. So this guy is completely episode 1. This is how they ended up at the end of episode 1. So I am going to stop here, and I will be back. And again, here is the finished product. As you can see, I got the grass off. Most of it, there's still tiny little specks in there that I'm having a devil. I'm thinking of just putting some paint in there and make it look like it's all nasty. Anyway, they're trolls. He's probably been butchering stuff. I mean, that's probably his butchering. One thing I did want to point out about these models, as you can see right there, there's a nice contact line, a seam line. And you can see one right there. And it's especially visible right here. I don't know how in the heck those came up. I sanded them, I puttied them. The only thing I can... Look, there you go. Can you see it? On his arm. The The only thing I can think of is maybe the putty, the glue I used, the plastic, a combination of the three. I don't know, but for some reason, after I painted him and let him sit for a week, that's how he ended up. The seams came out. And they weren't there when I primed them, but they're there now. And I'm thinking maybe it's going to take more putty than I had originally thought. I've been using Citadel liquid green stuff, but I'm going to make the switch to Vallejo putty. Not endorsing them or anything, but Vallejo really seems to have their act together. Here it is. I bought a brand new one. Plastic putty. 100% acrylic resin. I'm going to start using this stuff. Only because Vallejo treats me really well. Okay, enough ranting. I will be back at the next step. And remember where we left off with this guy if you're trying to follow along with me. He is simply highlighted with Rakarth Flesh. The loincloth, all his cloth is base coated only with the wash. I also did the deepenings with a Chaos Black. And the wood, as I told you all about, and the nails. I'm going to come back with the final highlights on him and the basing. And we'll continue with this guy. And hopefully, if you guys like it, just keep on going. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, here we are again, and there's the troll, the original one, the done one, and the one in the back. He is done too. He's the one that we finished off in between the recording process, and the only thing is to finish off his basing. And this is the one that I'm continuing with the tutorial on. Let me turn him around. Okay, the next step I did with him was to highlight all the fleshy areas with a thin down Rakarth Flesh. And you can see where the flesh has been highlighted. It definitely doesn't look as chalky as with the Pallid Witch Flesh. So I'm going to keep it like that. And that's this guy on the back. The only thing I did with him was I ran a very thin down Reikland Flesh Shade wash on his chest area, because it seemed to me that it was just too bright. And he's wet right now because I just put the wash on him. And otherwise he's done, and he's done, and he's on the way to being done. Okay, now that we've done that, I also went ahead and based him. All I do is, I've had this bottle of Citadel modeling PVA glue. Oh, wow, I want to say I've had it about 10 years now. And it's, I want to say it's filled about right there. Yeah, these things last forever. And that's what I put on the base, and I use plain modeling sand with small pieces of little pebbles and stuff to give it some texture. I know they got the texture paints now, but I prefer doing it myself. So anyway, there he is with the flesh highlighted. Next step I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the leather areas and the fork that he's holding, and I'm going to dot in his eyes. And also I think I'm going to apply the Nuln oil to his nails. That's important because, as you can see, let me see if I can zoom a little bit with the camera focusing. There it is. As you can see, his nails are pretty much the same color as his flesh. And while there is a faint indentation that the wash left there, it's not dark enough for me, you know. I mean, this guy I kind of went to town with him, and I figured, yeah, you know, look at him. He looks like he's been out in the wilderness stepping on God knows what, you know. So that's what I'm kind of going for. So as soon as I get done with that next step, which is going to be the leather and also attaching the front part of his outfit. Let's see, there it is, yeah. The little straps, highlighting the fork, and I'm going to put the Nolan oil on his nails, on his hands and feet, dotting the eyes, and hopefully the glue will be dry enough for me to paint the base. If not, I'll have to continue that on the next step, but I will return as soon as that stuff is done. Alright, YouTube, here's the final piece of the tutorial I did. And let me get these in. There we go. Just like I said I was going to finish him up. All the steps that I said I was going to do, the highlighting, the nails, everything's done. And I've already gone and based them. This one I think was the most fun. He was really fun to paint and put together. And the other two are done, as you can see, based also. And there you have it. There's my tutorial for how I painted the Hobbit trolls. There's the box in the background. And there you go. Let's see if I can... that's better. And there we have them. I hope you liked this little tutorial of mine. I tried to do my best, even though this is my very first tutorial. I want to say, if anyone has any questions, any concerns, any comments, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below, or just send me a private message. I'll be happy to respond to each and every one of y'all. Again, if there's any questions or anything, please don't hesitate. I've already got started on the little flame. All I did was I primed it gray, Vallejo gray, and then I gave it a wash of the Citadel yellow, and then a little bit of the red glaze. Yes, bloodletter I think it's called. And there it is. I'm not quite done with it. I highlighted some of the flames with increasing lighter shades of what is the name of that yellow? I just had it here on my palette. I don't want to tell you guys. Flash gets yellow. There it is. Okay. I was going to say Bad Moon yellow, but that's a previous iteration of GW's paints. Anyway, there we go. I'll cut it off here. I hope you enjoyed everything. Like I said, any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be glad to answer anything. And there's the trolls. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped. Have a great time painting, and please, if you want, let me know about any projects you guys are taking under. Okay? Y'all have a great time. Bye-bye.